As I thought I would do, I would not look down at my notes and move past a few things, but there's some things I first have to do. First of all, I want to introduce my wife, Kim McCutcheon, and my son, Nicholas. And my mom, Kathy, and Ray back there. Thank you very much for all you do. And I have a lot of my family here, so it's nice to be back in Jeff City to see you guys, and I miss you guys a lot, so we'll get these things going. Now I'd like to introduce the Mayor of Jefferson City. Would you guys please welcome Mayor Landwehr.
Thanks, Scott. My little marching orders here said that I'm supposed to talk about impact on the community. And I think you kind of covered that already, didn't you? I mean, what you guys are doing is really super. You know, when you go back to the history of why we're all here today, it's got kind of an interesting history and an important one. The reason why this store is here is because of safety. And you might have a little trouble relating to that, but if you recall, until the overpass was built, we had things called grade crossings. And people died on those grade crossings. In the 2 years preceding the construction of the interchange, an older gentleman died and a Helias student died. Within, Scott, it's probably a 9-iron for you, right out here at these grade crossings. What brings us here today, really the history, is a cooperative project between the Missouri Department of Transportation and the city and the county and the chamber to create a transportation development district that will pay, is already paying for that safety interchange. So the basis of this store is really something very basic to the community. It's saving lives. And I can't help but think that already, since the construction of the interchange is complete, lives have already been saved. The other impact to the community is in terms of economic development. There are some people who say that retail is not really economic development. Well, really, retail is part of economic development. It's not the complete story, but in a community like Jefferson City, a lot of us have felt for many years that we can grow in more than one direction. Certainly, historically, the growth, the retail growth, a lot of the economic growth has been to the west, and that's been good. But Jefferson City is a vibrant enough community that it can sustain growth in more than one part of town. And so, as the project came forward and as news of the store, of the construction of the store became a reality, what we're going to see in the next 2, 4, 5, 10 years is balanced growth, and we're going to see a lot of these neighborhoods on the East End being served by local businesses. There's a concept called the pull factor, and Randy Allen, who's going to speak in a minute, can tell you all about the pull factor. The pull factor, if you have a positive pull factor, it means that more people come into a community to shop than those that leave the community and go elsewhere to shop. Randy, I think maybe 5, 6, 7 years ago, we had a negative pull factor in our community. And it begins to eat into the economics of the community. And when we have good, vibrant retail growth in a community like this, we get a positive pull factor. And I think in the last couple of years that's turned around, and I can't help but think that that is going to continue to turn around. We as a community, we're becoming more and more dependent as we try to get away from property taxes and other types of fees. It's just a reality that we become more and more dependent on sales taxes. That's a political choice that's been made, but certainly with the pull factor of folks coming in and with the taxes generated by this store, that allows us to stay away from property taxes and stay away from other types of taxes that have their own problems. So in terms of the impact on the community from a safety standpoint, from a balanced growth standpoint, and from an overall economic development standpoint, I'm just very, very proud that this came to pass. It's a matter of partnerships, and I mentioned some of the key partners in addition to Walmart, city, county, MoDOT, and of course the chamber. And I think, according to my notes, I'm supposed to turn the mic over to Randy Allen, the president of our Chamber of Commerce. And he's a guy in the community that I think knows more about partnerships than anybody else, because that's really what they do. So, Randy?